welcome back to Big Minds Podcast. And today we got a real good episode on manhood. That's right, I'm talking to the men today, okay? And from my females out there, I encourage you guys to participate, but participate objectively, please. And let's get straight into it. So, the first thing I want to focus on today's episode is men, we need to focus on our careers and get rid of any distractions that we have. And I'm talking about the young men, the men my age, because, we all have two common objectives. All right. Objective number one is family. We want to take care of them. We want to provide for them. We want to protect them, so on and so on. And what do we want to do to the same thing? And that's females. All right. But you have to understand that before we can do any of that, we have to focus on our careers, because that's how to keep it simple, that's how we do it. As men, our value increases as we get older, as we establish our careers. I think a lot of us forget that or just don't know that. I've learned it in my young life based on my experiences, and I want to pass that on to you guys. So we have to get rid of distractions. And our number one distraction, let's be real, are women. Okay? But what we need to realize is that women are materialistic lovers. Okay? Therefore, let's be real, no woman is going to mess with no broke man for an extended amount of time. Okay? Now, there are a few out there, but I'm talking about women of our generation are not going to do that. Okay? They're not going to get with you while you're down and build together. No, they want to get with a man who is already established. I know it's not what we all want. We all have fantasies and dreams about them getting us when we're down and we're building a life together, but in this generation, it's not like that. You have to focus on yourself and you have to build yourself up so you can provide for you and your family and provide for the woman that you choose to want to be with. Now, all the itty bitty stuff in between that, like all the characteristics of that woman, that's on you. But that's just the basic foundation of how they are. Okay, us men, let's be real, we are visual creatures. We are visual creatures. It doesn't matter if they're rich, it doesn't matter if they're broke, it doesn't matter whatever, as long as she looks good and has a great caring personality, that's all we really want. We're that simple. But for a woman, there is a list and demand of expectations that she wants, and not a lot of women, especially in today's age and time, is going to accept a man who does not have themselves together. Okay, now that's why I say focus on your career, because realistically, guys, we are not going to become the man that we want to be and the men that women want us to be at the age of 20, 22, whatever, until we are like 30 or 35. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. It's just how it is. Okay. For my men who have been in relationships and so on, I'm pretty sure you guys have figured it out the hard way, as so have I. Okay, there is no balance. You cannot find a balance there. You know what? I digress, because I'm getting a little bit too personal on this one. But please focus on your career. Focus on getting yourself. Focus on that materialistic wealth as long as that mental wealth as well. Okay, focus on making yourself the best man that you can be. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and so on. And going into emotional, what we need to practice as well, and it's already kind of a given just by being born a man, is stoicism. Remaining calm in all aspects of life. Let's be real, us as men are not allowed to be emotional. The moment we show emotion, the biggest weapon against us as men is our emotional stability, because that allows us to really get through this difficult thing called life. But it's also the biggest weapon against us as well. The moment you show weakness, I don't care if it's from your girl, your bosses at work, your friends, your family, that is going to be weaponized against you. You have to be the most stoic. You have to be the most grounded individual in every room that you walk in every trial, tribulation that you have in life. Because that's how you protect yourself. That's how you protect your mental well-being. Okay? I don't know how simpler I can really put that. I mean, I guess I can give an example. Have you ever wondered why whenever a man loses their composure, they simultaneously lose respect of everybody around them? For fellow men, it's because we all know what each other go through. We all know the struggle in life it is to be a man and just to elevate and do what you want to do. We all have to keep that stoicism. You will lose the respect of other men. Well, other men outside of your friend group, I should say, because I'll have a friend who can see me at my worst and still got my back. But you know what? The woman that you have beside you right now, the woman that you are going after, is not going to respect that same version of you. So, you know what? I will rekindle what I just said about other men, losing respect for you. I guess I should say outside of your inner circle, your bosses, your acquaintances that you just meet, your business partners, and so on. But those friends that have been with you since day one, I know personally that they have your back, and those are the only people you should really be emotional with, because especially that one friend that will not use that to weaponize that against you. Long story short, be that distant mountain that doesn't move during all 4 seasons of the year. Be grounded, and that's going to be your most powerful weapon in life. Okay, so yeah, let's see, going on to our next subject. And now going into toxic masculinity. Boy, this is a touchy one for me, because I feel like in today's society, they're turning regular masculinity into toxic masculinity. And that should not be the case. Men, I want to let you guys know it is okay to be manly. It is okay to be assertive. It is okay to display your dominance. That is how we are genetically made, and you can do that. No problem. That is what it is to be a man in the first place. And along with toxic masculinity, there's also the feminizing of our men, especially our younger generation. They are indoctrinating us through TV shows. They're indoctrinating us through movies, our kids' shows, everyday life. It doesn't matter what you do, you can see it. I mean, for example, the Woman King in the new Black Panther movie. Tell me those men in those movies were not sorry. They were weak, unintelligent, and sorry. And I see that this is what they are trying to portray, especially to our younger generation. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let them weaponize the phrase toxic masculinity to the real men out there. And the reason why I am so emotional about this one is because I was at a point where I was feminized, and that version of me was stepped on. That version of me was stomped on and taken advantage of. Being that nice, caring gentleman will get you nowhere unless you got some backbone to go with it. All right? I'm not going to get any personal than what I just said. So, man, you make sure that you walk with your chin up, your chest out, and with some bass in your damn voice. You feel me? I digress. Another thing I want to talk about is societal double standards. And this goes hand in hand with women, okay? Along with the toxic masculinity, also goes with this societal double standard as well. For example, today I saw a video on Instagram, right? Really well built man. You know that he went to the gym and he hustled for that physique, right? Dude's chest was out there. It was a really respectable chest. Random woman brings her phones out, grabs his chest like it was some milkers and started complimenting it. Now, men, imagine if we did the same thing. We are a sexual, it will be sexual assault, we will be rapists, we will be misogynistic, all of that stuff. We will be thrown in jail quicker than the hat. But you know what? That woman can post a video, right? There are videos out there about women grabbing a man's dick, laughing at it, and the man visibly uncomfortable with that happening, right? Then when he shows that he is visibly uncomfortable with this has happened, the girl says he has a small penis. Yo, what? Flip that around and that man is going to jail for years. We need to be careful. And this is why a lot of men don't want to approach women in the first place, because, and this is another reason how our masculinity is going away, because we can't even be masculine. We can't even be, we can't even approach women without the fear of something happening to us. And this goes to the woman out there too. I want you to see that as well. I want you to see the type of environment you guys are creating for us men. Why men will not approach you. Why men will not talk to you a certain way. Why, you know what I'm saying? And I digress. Back to double standards. We are set up to fail, guys. We are set up to mess up. Okay, and we have to think so much more carefully about every move that we make, because one mistake can cost us our livelihood and the rest of our lives. So take that double standard into effect, and this can go broad and this can go through so many different things, and I have to have a separate episode just on this particular topic. But you guys need to be careful, because we do not have the same privileges as the opposite sex does. They could do things to us that we can't do things to them. And just the basic, obviously the hitting, we can't defend ourselves. If our woman pulls a knife on us and attempts to stab us, right, and we defend ourselves with applicable force, somehow we will still be the ones going to jail. When we are abused in relationships, we are considered weak. When women are abused, they need help. This is a type of double standards that we need to recognize and be careful. And that's why we need to really, really, really be careful with our actions. Okay, men? So be careful. And going into that, I want to go to rape culture as well. You know, and this is a very touchy subject, but I feel like this goes hand in hand with the toxic masculinity, the feminizing man, and the societal double standards all together. Okay? There's a reason why us men are moving the way that we move with women nowadays, because you guys have the power to destroy us and destroy our life with no consequences. Okay? Now, I'm not going to be, obviously there are men out there who are mentally insane, mentally and just incognitive about what they're doing, and they deserve to be jailed. But there are also equal amount of good men who have done things the right way, and women have weaponized sex, or sexual man, see, this has even got my tongues twisted. Long story short, women can weaponize sex, and they can weaponize sexual advances if we do not do it carefully. You know what I'm saying? And so, men, make sure you have permission. Do it, and make sure you know how that woman operates, how she is, and make sure she's not one of those women that would lie on you. You make sure you ask for permission, even if you need to get that on camera, whatever you need to do, because just know whatever decision that you make now in your young years will follow you eventually. That woman can weaponize whatever happened, even though it could have been consensual or whatever. She could weaponize that, right? And you be careful, and I'm talking to the good men. You be careful. You be careful. Because all it takes is one wrong mistake, and that's it. That's your life. So, I guess that's not really rape culture, but more in accusation defenses. That's what I should have said. Accusation defenses. So you be careful out there, man. In general, guys, we need to be very careful with how we move in this world. We need to be very stoic. We need to be emotionally stable, and we need to have our priorities straight and have a plan. Because although I didn't get really deep into any of the subjects that I have previously stated, those are all go hand in hand, and how we have to operate and move in today's modern society. So just the biggest thing, guys, honestly, just things get tough, things get hard, and sometimes you can feel lonely, you can feel unappreciated, you can feel like everything is against you, which they are. But us as men, we have no choice but to keep going. And when you keep going, and when you keep pushing hard and trying to find those moments of peace, that's a big one. Man, when you guys get those brief moments of peace, because we all know they're very brief, and this can mean anything. For me, I'm in one of those periods right now. I'm in one of those brief moments of peace where everything is kind of lining together right now, and that's a blessing. Even though I went through hell to get here, it's probably only going to last maybe a month or maybe a couple weeks. I don't know. But just know I'm cherishing these moments, because it's these moments that keep us going. It's these moments that what we work for that keep our motivation going. So you need to cherish those moments of peace, please. And I know it seems crazy, but it's hard to identify them as well. So look at where you at right now. Look at what stage in life that you're in, or not even in life, just even in recent years. Where are you at in your plan? And look for those points where you can say, you can breathe, take a deep breath, and saying, I'm doing something. Yes, we are here. We are getting better, and so on and so on and so on. So look for those brief moments of peace. And with that, I am out.